Hello, hi, a very happy good evening. So this is Krishna and we've been talking about the story of life on earth, and that's biology. So welcome to my disorder series. So this is day 3. So we are talking about the third rarest disorder, that is cystinosis. So I would like to welcome you all and thank you so much for joining my session today. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So we are done with 2 disorders. So we spoke about what is Angelman syndrome and what is progeria. So today we are going to talk about something equally interesting, that is cystinosis. So you'll be amazed to see, like, okay, something like this also happens in our body and that creates so much of chaos. Well, really, yes. So like I always tell you, so small things matter most, so small things make the huge difference. So here also one small thing that makes the entire difference out here. So let's see how this makes the entire difference. So welcome to disorder series day 3. So we are going to talk about cystinosis. So what is cystinosis and how it is going to affect? So let's talk about it. So it's going to be an equally interesting 20-minute talk. So where I will explain you the cause of cystinosis, so what are the symptoms, how it affects, what is the probability, so do we really have a practical life treatment, right? So all these are the things that we're going to talk. So at the end of 5 days that we are going to talk, so though there are 6,000 rare genetic disorders, so we are just going to continue only for 5 days, not more, because it's not possible for us to finish all the 6,000 rare genetic disorders, right? Some are not even named, so some are unnamed, you can say. So at the end of 5 days of this disorder series, you will realize one question. So why does the creator, who has created such an animatingly beautiful body, that is a cell, a body in which can function amazingly well, a brain that can think for rocket science, a brain that can code for artificial intelligence, and it can also have defects like this. So why did God design it such a way? When he can beautifully design a human body, why did he also parallelly design diseases? So why did he have to do that? So that is a question that is unanswered. So we do not really know the answer. So scientifically we call it as mutation, we call it as variation, we call it as the process of evolution, everything, so on and so forth. But actually, why did God do it? So we don't know, right? Yeah, at one side I'm really amazed at the creation of God, because the cell is so beautiful and the traffic of the cell is not yet deciphered completely till today, right? And on the other hand, I'm really shocked to see, okay, so disorders of these type are also existing and how it can affect a population. So as long as you have your own fever, so you do not know the pain of fever, right? You do not know how the suffering is. So much in the same way for every single disorder. Yes, Satyendra, so hello, a very happy good evening. So thank you so much for joining my disorder series day 3. So thank you once again, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So let's continue talking about cystinosis. So welcome. So I would welcome you all once again with a warm and hearty welcome. So welcome back to the disorder series. So I just want you to realize how grateful we are, because all the body, all the cells, all the enzymes are properly being produced, so touch wood. So we are really blessed to become the normal individual compared to the ones who have these kind of disorders. So while the person with disorders are not less any longer, right, so they can also prove themselves, like the TED talk that I showed you for progeria, they are also striving for excellence, they are also following their passion, but at an expense or at a cost that is very higher, right? So normally we have a headache, so that is, we have once in a while headache, but according to them it is going beyond, right? So why are you teaching out of NEET? Okay, so I haven't started anything for NEET exam yet now. So we will begin for the teaching of NEET exam next week, because your exam is over, so people are still figuring out what to do next, right? So mostly all the courses are beginning sooner. So we will start the teaching for NEET next week. So that is from Monday. So till then I want to teach you something out of the box. So I want to engage you. So I want to teach you something outside the box that I want you to know as doctors. So that is the reason I came up with the disorder series. Okay, Satyendra? So did I answer your question? Right? Yeah. So here we go. What is cystinosis? So cystinosis is a rare multi-system disorder. So it is due to the accumulation of a particular amino acid, that is cystine. So I guess you know what is cystine. So methionine and cystine are the sulfur containing amino acids, right? I hope you remember biomolecules chapter. Yes, a very happy good evening, Darni. So thank you so much for joining my session. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Okay. So cystinosis is a rare and a multi-system disorder where you have the accumulation of amino acids, specifically cystine. So it is a sulfur containing amino acid. So it affects your kidneys, your eyes, your muscles and your liver. So primarily the major organs are affected, so that is cystinosis. Actually cystinosis can take up 3 forms. What are the 3 forms of cystinosis? So here we go. We have nephropathic cystinosis, we have intermediate cystinosis and then we have non-nephropathic cystinosis. What are the 3 forms of cystinosis and where does it affect? So it is really interesting. Nephropathic affects your infants. So they mostly affect your kidneys and your eyes. So intermediate is kind of fine, okay, so it affects, people go for your kidney transplant. So a kidney transplant would cure or transform the severity of this disease, right? And what is non-nephropathic? It's ocular. It only affects your eye. It does not affect any other organ, okay? But well, what is this cystinosis and why does it occur? So here we go. It is a mutation in a gene known as CTNS gene. So what is this CTNS gene? So let's talk about it. So it is a lysosomal storage disorder. So I guess at this point you're able to recollect Cell the Unit of Life, where we read about lysosomes, right? So what are lysosomes? A part of endomembrane system which are single membrane bound and that contain a variety of hydrolytic enzymes which are precisely active at your acidic pH, right? So those are your lysosomes. So this is a lysosomal storage disorder that is passed as your autosomal recessive disorder. So what is autosomal recessive? So autosomal, mutation in the autosome, not in the sex chromosome. And what is recessive? When both the genes are in the recessive condition. For example, here this is the normal condition, these are the carriers and this is the recessive condition. So whenever the offspring has this recessive condition, then you have cystinosis. So cystinosis is when amino acid cystine gets accumulated, right? Fine. Yeah, so this is how it affects your eye. So because of the presence of cystine, your eye is completely getting affected because your cystine is getting accumulated, right? So here we see how it gets affected. So before that, let's talk about lysosome. So like I told you, lysosomes are membrane bound compartments within the cell. The breakdown of certain nutrients, fats, proteins and carbohydrates takes place within the lysosome, right? So the primary digestive unit within the cell is your lysosome because it consists of your hydrolytic enzyme, right? So that helps in the breakdown of food molecules. So that is the function of your lysosome. So some enzymes that are within the lysosome help in the breakdown of nutrients like your lipases, proteases, etc. And other enzymes transports the leftover metabolic products out of the lysosome. So all these diseases are not even in the first year of MBBS. No, definitely they are not in the first year of MBBS. They are rare genetic disorder. So you will encounter them only when you are actually serving as a physician. Okay. So until then you will not find these diseases. But I just want to give you an idea. Right, so you should be holistic in your growth. So don't be syllabus oriented. So it is good sometimes you have to know out of the box. Hi Antonia B. Yes, hello. A very, very happy good evening. So thank you so much for joining my session. So we have already started. So today we are talking about cystinosis, the accumulation of cystine, amino acid containing, a sulfur containing amino acid. So it is a rare and multiple disorder. So we were already talking about the 3 forms of cystinosis. So it is a type of lysosomal storage disorder. So why do I call it as a lysosomal storage disorder? Because lysosomes have enzymes. Yes, we agree, from the unit cell, the unit of, from the chapter Cell the Unit of Life, right? So some enzymes within the ribosomes, right? So lysosomes, they help in the breakdown of nutrients, and some other enzymes, they help in the transport of leftover metabolic products out of the lysosome. So in this breakdown, you have some leftover products, okay? So that is transported out of the lysosome, right? So this is your lysosome and this is a function of your lysosome, right? So I hope this is clear. So now what happens in cystinosis? There is a lack of specific transporter which cannot transport the cystine out of the lysosome, right? So that transporter is lacking and that is due to the mutation in a gene known as CTNS, the cystine transporter gene. Okay, so cystine forms crystals when it cannot be transported out of lysosomes and thus it affects a lot of organelles. The CTNS gene, it codes for cystinosin. So it codes for a protein known as cystinosin which transports the amino acid cystine out of the lysosome. right? So in case of your cystinosis, so this is not there, so this gene is mutated. So one single gene, one single protein is mutated and it becomes a genetic disorder. People are not able to survive, right? So it causes major ailment because your kidneys are affected, your eyes are affected. Of course, it's a serious problem, right? And it's a genetic disorder. So we have almost 25,000 to 30,000 genes. So I agree, out of which less than 2% is coding. So in that less than 2%, we have number of proteins, right? So out of which one gene which is getting mutated, thus one protein, that is cystinosin, is not getting produced. So see how much of problem we are having, right? So we should be really grateful for the working that your cell or your body is doing right now. So that is amazing, right? Yes, so you should be really grateful and you should never feel lonely because you have so much of cells which is doing so much to keep you alive and happy. So please be thankful. So this small mutation leads to this rare genetic disorder. Fine. So what is the chance? How much it occurs? So mostly it affects infants, right? So it occurs 1 in 100,000 to 200,000 children. So the cause, it is also the leading cause of renal Fanconi syndrome in infants. So renal Fanconi leads to the kidney failure in young age group. So that is renal Fanconi. It is because of cystinosis that the cause for the renal Fanconi increases. Right? So what is the treatment? Do we have a treatment? So are we treating these patients? So how do we know? So we have cystamine, a content that lowers the cystine content inside the lysosome. If too much of cystine is accumulated inside the lysosome, we can reduce the number of cystine molecules. So this is done by a particular type of compound, that is cystamine. Alright, yes, so this is done by a specific treatment. So this is the treatment that we have for today, right? So how are the people who suffer from your cystinosis? So let me show you. Okay, so I don't have the picture of the girl. So, okay, I just have the picture of okay, I don't have the picture of a girl. Alright, so this is about cystinosis. So here I just want to tell you one take home message. The course was pretty short and I guess it was pretty clear. So you have mutation in one short gene, thus the amino acid cystine cannot be transported out, but otherwise it's pretty clear and neat, right? Yeah, it's a very small problem, but this leads to something huge as a genetic disorder. So obviously the kids are not very healthy, so they have kidney problems, so they are not able to eat certain food, so they have eye problem, they get vision problems, right? So many things happen. So of course from your excretory substance and their elimination, we know the importance of kidney function, right? So almost 1/5 of the blood that is pumped by your left ventricle moves into the kidney. So obviously filtration has to be done. So if your kidney does not filter, urea gets accumulated. So all these are the other consequences, the by consequences that you have. So this has to be done properly, right? Okay. So now what is the take home message that I want to give you from this simple genetic disorder, that is cystinosis, is battle within one's own self, you should always win. So we always battle within ourselves, right? So significant battles in your life are within yourself. So should I do this? Should I not do this? So imagine I have booked myself for going to a gym, right? So to go to the gym, I have to wake up at 5 every morning and go do workout and get back to class. So that is a tedious task. I have to wake up early. So sometimes I might fall asleep. So the battle is within me. If I really want to go to gym, if I really want to compromise or sacrifice my sleep, or do I really want to go to gym, right? So the major part of the battle in your life is within yourself. You fight for your own self, and remember, in battles of these type, you have to win. You have to win over the battles that happen within yourself, right? So there you learn how to win. When you have a battle or a fight with your loved ones, you learn to lose, right? Only when you learn to lose, you will understand the value of a relationship. So suppose you and your mom are fighting, right? So you have a valid point, your mom also has a valid point, but at the end of the day, your mom is concerned for your well-being, right? So why don't you let her win? So that is not going to bring down your demo, right? So that is not going to bring down your respect. So you enhance the relationship. So in those cases, you learn how to fail. Sometimes at certain points in life, failing is important because failure teaches you how to grow. So success teaches you the tip of everything. You do not know how to grow, right? But only when you fail, only when you learn, you will know how to shine better, right? So of course, stars do not shine without darkness, right? So on a bright day sky, can you see the beauty of stars? Never. Only on a bright dark sky you can see the beauty of stars. The stars are bright only because the background is dark. So much in the same way, so learn to fail in battles with your loved ones, and only when you fail you will learn, right? Where you have to win, you have to win. Where you can lose, learn to lose, because that's when you will grow. So once again I am putting it again in a quote. So success is nothing but an accumulation of failures, right? So directly if you reach success, you will not know how to enjoy it, right? So only when you fail and reach the successful point, you will know the value of it. So much in the same way, right? So if someone is giving you 100 rupees, it's okay, it's fine, you can just take and spend, get your Domino's pizza, etc. But when you have earned it, you know how precious that 100 rupees is, and you know how to spend it, right? So much in the same way, so life, the same principle applies everywhere. So that is the take home principle message that I want to give you. So learn to fail, you will learn to grow, right? That is all that I want to tell you. So this is very true. So all significant battles are fought within oneself. So these battles are supposed to be won, right? So with this, my take home message and my disorder series, that is cystinosis, is also explained. So I hope you grasp the content or logic behind cystinosis, and you can also grab the take home message. So hi Vinu, I hope you're doing well. So thank you for joining my session. So please do like, share and subscribe. So there's one particular organization known as National Organization for Rare Diseases or Disorders. So you can Google and find out how many types of disorders are there and what are the treatments if you're really interested. So how we can overcome them as a responsible citizen. So your interest, your passion intrigues, rekindles your nerves, etc. So you can just go through if you're free. So I would say, so I guess it is there in my description, NORD, National Organization for Rare Disorders. So please Google and check out for your own how many disorders are there, how many we are done, how many do you know, how many are familiar. Okay, so that's what I want. Okay, so you found it mind-blowing. So thank you, Satyendra, welcome. So thank you so much, I would say, and welcome to my session as well. And thank you once again for joining my session. Okay. So tomorrow it is disorder series number 4. So tomorrow we are talking about yet a very interesting syndrome. So the name itself is very interesting. The name of the syndrome is Fragile X syndrome. So what is this Fragile X syndrome? So what is the problem with the X chromosome? So today we spoke about an autosome. So tomorrow we are going to talk about X chromosome. So don't miss the Fragile X syndrome. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. So here we will discuss, we will have a 20-minute session. So where we will discuss the Fragile X syndrome. Alright. So I would like to bring a general biology quiz because I just want to know how you are good in general biology. So NCERT is a different perspective. So how general things you know, how are you able to understand the general things? So I would want to bring a general mentee quiz. So let's see how well it works out. So I need your equal participation as well. So please spread the word, pass the information so that when I have enough amount of students, so I can bring a mentee, because if there are 2 people playing, then there is no fun in the mentee, right? So please bring in your friends as well. So this is a general biology mentee. So when you bring in a lot of friends, so I will keep the mentee. So until then, no. So until then, you have to listen to, you have no option but to listen to me to talk, right? Alright, so thank you so much. So with this, I end my session. So the take home message is very important. So in spite of obstacles, learn to shine. So that is what the world wants. So world wants to see extraordinary people, not ordinary people. And of course, all of us are extraordinary in a very different way, right? So no one is ordinary. So bring out the extraordinary man in you. So that is very important. So thank you so much. So with this, I would like to end my session. So if you genuinely like these type of extra videos, so please do like, share and subscribe. Okay. So please remove NEET 2021. Okay, I will remove NEET 2021. So NEET 2021 is done. Okay, so thank you. So we will make it NEET 2022 now. Okay. Yes, thank you for the suggestion, Satyendra. So if you genuinely like videos of this type, so please do like, share and subscribe. And I am here wishing you more and most. So I will meet you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with Fragile X syndrome. So let's see how interesting you find Fragile X syndrome. So until then, stay tuned and take care. Bye and thank you.